The moment Ronaldo stepped off the plane onto the bustling streets of India, the air seemed to pulse with an electric energy, a vibrant chaos that both overwhelmed and captivated him, unlike anything he had ever experienced. A kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and smells swirling together as honking autos, spirited street vendors, and a sea of eager faces converged in a frenetic yet strangely harmonious dance. His heart raced, a mix of awe and uncertainty flooding his senses as he took in the unexpected contrasts. The ancient temples standing stoic beside modern skyscrapers, the relentless sun casting sharp shadows on the mosaic of humanity that stretched endlessly before him. Inside, his mind flickered with a whirlwind of thoughts. The weight of expectations from millions who revered him, the curiosity about this sprawling land that held so many stories, and an unspoken question of what had truly brought him here. Was it just another promotional event, or something far greater? Physically, he felt the heat cling to his skin, the pulse of the city stirring an adrenaline that made his usually measured steps quicken, while beneath his confident exterior, an unfamiliar knot of vulnerability tugged at his chest. How to navigate a world so different, so alive with both possibility and unpredictability? His natural boldness clashed with a cautious hesitation, the urge to dive headfirst into the adventure tempered by the need to respect the rhythms of a culture that was as complex as it was inviting. At his side stood Arav, a local guide whose easy smile and deep knowledge of the city's hidden gems became both a compass and a comfort, while Maya, a spirited journalist with sharp eyes and an even sharper wit, shadowed their movements with a notebook ready to capture moments that seemed charged with meaning beyond the surface. Together, they moved through a city that was both calm in its ancient resilience and chaotic in its modern bustle, a living paradox that mirrored the swirling emotions inside Ronaldo, excited yet wary, grounded yet eager to soar. The journey ahead shimmered with promise and tension, a silent promise that beneath the surface of this vibrant, teeming metropolis, mysteries awaited discovery and challenges beckoned, setting the stage for an extraordinary chapter just beginning to unfold. As the initial wave of awe gradually settled into a simmering determination, Ronaldo found himself at a crossroads. Should he embrace the sprawling, multifaceted world of India with open arms or proceed with measured caution, aware that beneath the city's dazzling vibrancy lay layers of complexity and unspoken tension? With Arav's guidance and Maya's probing questions acting as both anchor and compass, they ventured deeper into the heart of the city, weaving through narrow alleys where history whispered from crumbling walls and vibrant murals told stories of resistance and hope. Each step seemed to peel back another layer of this enigmatic land, but with discovery came obstacles that tested them not only physically, dodging the relentless press, navigating unfamiliar customs, and braving the sweltering heat that drained their energy, but mentally and emotionally as well, as Ronaldo wrestled with the weight of expectation and his own insecurities about truly connecting with a culture so far removed from his own world of stadiums and fame. The city itself seemed alive with contradictions, moments of serene beauty overshadowed by flickers of unrest, smiles that concealed deeper struggles, and an invisible web of power and influence that complicated every interaction. Along the way, they encountered Mira, a fiercely independent activist whose sharp intellect and unyielding courage challenged Ronaldo's perceptions and forced him to confront uncomfortable truths about inequality and injustice hidden beneath the surface glamour. Mira's presence stirred both admiration and inner conflict within Ronaldo, her passion a stark contrast to his polished public persona, yet undeniably magnetic, sparking questions about identity, responsibility, and the meaning of influence. Meanwhile, subtle threats began to emerge, cryptic warnings from unknown sources, moments when friendly faces seemed to mask hidden agendas, and a creeping sense that their every move was being watched, drawing a shadow of danger that tightened around them like a noose. As the journey stretched on, uncertainty became their constant companion. Each answer birthed new riddles, each friendly gesture shadowed by suspicion, and every step forward felt like a precarious dance on the edge of revelation and risk. Ronaldo's internal landscape grew more tumultuous. Between the desire to make a genuine impact and the fear of being out of his depth, between embracing vulnerability and maintaining the strength his fans expected. The city, with its relentless pulse and layered mysteries, seemed to challenge not just their bodies but their very souls, promising transformation or ruin. And as night fell over the restless streets, the stage was set for a deeper plunge into a story far larger and more dangerous than any of them had anticipated, where alliances would be tested, truths would be hidden in plain sight, and the path forward remained shrouded in shadows. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the sprawling cityscape, Ronaldo and his unlikely band of allies gathered in a quiet rooftop sanctuary far removed from the frenetic pulse of the streets below, the air thick with a charged stillness that signaled the calm before a storm whose magnitude they could hardly yet grasp but which would demand everything from them. Here, stripped of the noise and chaos, they meticulously laid out their plan, every whispered detail and carefully considered move reflecting the weight of the journey that had brought them to this precipice, where the stakes were no longer abstract but painfully real. Physical preparations blended with the emotional fortification that each needed. Ronaldo steeled himself with deep breaths, drawing strength from memories of battles past and the faces of those who believed in him, while Arif scoured his contacts, securing crucial support from those in the shadows willing to risk everything to tip the scales. Maya pored over documents and messages, piecing together the threads of a vast conspiracy helmed by the enigmatic figure known only as Devraj, a powerful industrialist whose grip on the city's political and economic arteries was as ruthless as it was invisible. Devraj's weakness, they had discovered, was a fragile ego and a network riddled with jealousies and fractures, cracks that could be exploited if they acted with precision and cunning. Mira, embodying fierce resolve, urged a strategy that combined public exposure with covert disruption, advocating for a dual front that would destabilize Devraj's empire while galvanizing the oppressed communities that had long been silenced. As they debated and refined their approach, tension hummed beneath every word and glance, the knowledge that one misstep could undo everything, that the consequences of failure would ripple far beyond themselves. Each member wrestled with their own fears and doubts, the mental burden almost as heavy as the physical one. Ronaldo, in particular, faced the internal battle between his instinct to protect and the necessity to take risks, the desire to be a symbol of hope clashing with the vulnerability of the unknown path ahead. Decisions made in this crucible of quiet resolve would shape not only their fate but the destiny of a city teetering on the brink of change or collapse, and as night deepened, their resolve crystallized into a fragile yet unbreakable pact. This was the moment to stand unflinching in the face of danger, to transform fear into action, and to confront the darkness with every ounce of courage they could muster. For beyond this night lay a future that depended on their will to fight and the strength of their unity. The moment of reckoning arrived like a thunderclap, sharp and unrelenting, as Ronaldo and his allies confronted the full might of Devraj's empire in a tense clash that blended cunning strategy, raw emotion, and the unyielding will to reclaim a city shackled by corruption and fear. The final confrontation unfolded in a labyrinth of dimly lit corridors within Devraj's towering headquarters, where every step was shadowed by the looming presence of guards, surveillance, and the palpable tension of imminent betrayal. Yet it was not just a physical battle but a profound test of spirit and resolve, where secrets were unveiled and alliances forged and broken in the flicker of an eye. At stake was more than their own survival. It was the chance to ignite a spark of hope for thousands living in silence, to expose the rot beneath the glittering facade, and to shatter the chains that had long suppressed voices yearning to be heard. Sacrifices came swiftly and painfully. Arif, who had guided them with steadfast loyalty, faced the ultimate price when he intercepted a fatal blow meant for Ronaldo, his fall a wrenching reminder of the human cost of their fight. Maya's relentless pursuit of truth came at the expense of her safety, her quick thinking and bravery buying the others precious moments to execute their plan, while Mira's fierce defiance galvanized the oppressed into a rising tide that overwhelmed the regime's last defenses. Ronaldo himself grappled with moments of doubt and despair, his identity as a hero tested beyond physical prowess, forced to confront his own limitations and fears amidst the chaos. The defining moment came when, standing before Devraj in a confrontation charged with years of hidden enmity and personal stakes, Ronaldo harnessed not just his strength but the collective courage of those who believed in change, exposing Devraj's lies to a city watching through hacked broadcasts that shattered the illusion of invincibility. The tide shifted irrevocably, and as the regime crumbled, the emotional toll settled heavy in their hearts. Victory was bittersweet, marked by loss and the sobering awareness that true freedom was a continuous fight. In the aftermath, the city breathed anew, whispers of hope growing into songs of resistance as the walls of oppression began to fall, forever altered by the bravery of a few who dared to challenge the impossible. Ronaldo emerged transformed, no longer just a global icon but a symbol of resilience and empathy, his journey etched in the lives he touched and the change he helped spark. The journey had reshaped him, teaching that true greatness lies not only in skill but in humility, courage, and the willingness to stand for what is right even when the odds are stacked against you. As they parted ways, the bonds forged in fire lingered, a testament to the power of unity and the enduring spirit of those who refuse to be silenced. And as this story closes, remember that every challenge holds a lesson, every voice a power, and every step toward justice a victory worth fighting for. If this tale moved you, inspired you, or sparked a fire within, please subscribe for more stories that explore the extraordinary within the ordinary and remind us all that change begins with us.